Okay, I'm going to try to make this a quick update about Chris Evans and Alba Baptista. So I asked a few questions. Let me see if I can get these in order. So for the first question I asked, it was, how does Chris Evans feel about his fans in regards to his relationship with Alba? So we have the Emperor upright, the Seven of Cups upright, and the Star reversed. So what's interesting here is that he sees himself as the Emperor. So I will say that Chris seems to be like he's bought into his own hype. He does view himself as like worthy of, I don't know if I want to say like worthy of having fans, but like, let me just say he's bought into his own hype. Like he views himself as the Emperor, okay? So he views himself as kind of above opinion and reproach. So when it comes to Alba and how he feels about how his fans feel about Alba, what it says is that he can't see what they see. You see the second card, it's like you see how there's like treasure in one cup and then there's like a snake in the other cup. It's like he can't differentiate what's good and what's bad, basically. So he doesn't know what he's looking at. If she was a snake, he couldn't see it because he would see the treasure. Does that make sense? And also, let me give you a quick meaning for the Star reversed. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay. In the reversed position, the star can show giving up too easily in your projects and experiencing a creative block. You may be too attached to a fantasy scenario. After all, starlight is bewitching while overlooking the details. Alternatively, you may feel lulled into a false sense of security in a venture that has no foundation and little chance of success. An additional meaning is feeling alone just now without the support you need. So he is aware of some of his fan base's unhappiness with what he's doing, and he feels like, first of all, I don't know if you guys heard that part where I said he's like lulled into a false sense of security and he's like bewitched. He thinks this is like the ultimate fantasy scenario. Like he can't see outside of it. It's like he thinks he found like some dream woman and he's not gonna. I know before I said like his parents aren't happy, his fans aren't happy, but he doesn't care. It's because he's happy. So he doesn't care how anyone else feels. And when it talks about not having the support you need, it's because he knows that people aren't happy with the relationship and they don't support him. But again, he doesn't really care because he feels like he's on top of the world right now. He's happy. It doesn't matter that other people aren't happy for him. So I'm trying to remember what I asked for the Empress. Let me see. Okay, I remember. Okay, so for the Empress reverse, I asked if Chris would lose fans because of his relationship with Alba. Here's what the card means. When reversed, the Emperor shows financial issues and domestic strife. This may take the form of a controlling and disruptive influence at home. She can also show a creative block in your projects and someone who is needy and takes too much from you. The result of these challenges and demands is stressful, and there may be an impact. Okay, so that means he will lose fans. He won't lose enough to really fuck with his career, to be honest. but he'll lose enough that it'll affect him slightly. Like, there will be some kind of impact, like the card just said, but it's not going to be anything life-ruining where he loses enough fans that he's, like, unemployable in Hollywood or anything like that. It's definitely not going to affect his career. His career is like, you see the Two of Swords, like the person's blind. It's like, in this case, I would say this is like Hollywood. So Hollywood would be blind to the issues people have with him because they're not pressing issues. Like, it's not really a scandal that people think that his wife is the wrong one for him. Plus, in Hollywood, men always date like really younger women, and they even showcase that in movies, and like they project that into the world as like the ultimate. So yeah, that's not going to affect his career. So right here is when I asked if after they break up, if Alba will be successful, like, because one of the questions I got in the comments is, will she attain any kind of like a notoriety or fame after they break up? To be honest, this looks like a no to me. Because the Nine of Pentacles is reversed, and Pentacles are like about money and wealth and like clout. And if it's reversed, it's a no. So it's like she's not gonna get that. Like, any clout she has only comes from him. So without him, she's not gonna, it's not like she can sustain that on her own, because already nobody likes her. But I will say this card says that she's vain, because listen to this. When reversed, the card can show vanity and ego at large. The urge for material wealth gets out of control. So she is, after they break up, she'll expect to get clout. She'll expect to be at like a higher status, but she's not really going to be. But this is kind of very telling, because to me, this specific card tells me that she's in it for the wrong reasons. Like, she's in it for the fame and the financial status and shit like that. That's just what I'm getting here. I know nothing about them, so. So again, this was a question as to whether, just a confirmation of whether they would break up, because in my last two readings, I got the message that they would not be together for very long. And let me tell you what the Magician reverse means. When the good magician is reversed, he turns trickster. So this card can show you being misled by a charming manipulator. What you see is not what you get, and it's all show, not truth. In your projects, the Magician reversed can show a creative block as you feel torn between two paths or choices that get in the way of progress. It's time to choose one option and commit to it fully. This is kind of like earlier the card of the Seven of Cups, when it said that Chris is in a fantasy world and like he doesn't see things for what it is. So I wonder here if the charming manipulator is actually Alba. I don't think he's like some weak, misled man, for the record. I think he's fully leading this charge, because it's not like she can trick him into a relationship. Like, he obviously likes something about her. But I will say, I think he's like deluded. Like, he doesn't see things for what they are. It's like, it's kind of like if someone dates, like she is, like she's dating a really famous guy, and he thinks like, oh, she's in love with me, like she loves me for me, but he doesn't like see that she might like him to some capacity, but it's not the way that he likes her. Like, he likes her because he thinks he likes her for her, but I don't even think that's true. I think he likes her because she's like young and fun, and you know, she like keeps him youthful. But in regards to her, she doesn't love him for him. She loves him because of who he is, but he doesn't see that. So I think that's what this is telling us. And obviously the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. So this is like I believe it's a false start. Like I said before, they think that them getting married is like the beginning of their lives together, and it's actually like a false start. Like it's like not real, you know? Yeah. I'm sorry, I was distracted. But yeah, so this basically says in personal relationships, the card can show that someone close becomes grasping and materialistic and selfishly wants to keep everything for themselves. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I definitely think that this is kind of like money based. And I think when they divorce, depending on how long they are married for, I feel like she's going to try to take a good chunk of his money. That's just what I'm getting here. So none of this is like personal opinion. It's just personal interpretation.